This is a very dangerous piece of scripture. Dangerous especially in its application, in its understanding of where authority lies. For you see, if we take as authoritative the words of the Apostle Paul to the church in Rome in that time, as authoritative for us today to do exactly as they were told, then we are not to question authority, but to obey it. Now, of course, Paul is telling them to obey an authority that in a few short years is going to be out to get them, to persecute and even kill them. So you have to wonder, would Paul even give the same advice a few years later? Or is he simply saying, don't rock the boat because we need to have Rome on our side, and after all, the end is at hand, and so don't worry so much about these things, worry about the laws of God. For all authority comes from God. God's behind all of this. You can see where this goes. You can see that it can be used to oppress. You can see, especially in the course of the thousands of years that have transpired since then, that when the political sword and the religious sword are held in the same hand, much harm can and has been done. But look at the test that Paul gives. Paul says that there really is only one source of authority, God, and there really then is only one law. And that law he sums up again for us as if we had missed it because we hear it so often. It's the law of love. Love your neighbor as yourself. So you have nothing to fear from the authorities unless you're breaking the law of God. Well, if the authorities are breaking the law of God, they have that to fear as well. And it's up to each and every one of us in the end to decide where our obedience will be. And sometimes obedience to God, to the law of love, means disobedience to the authorities on earth that are telling us to do otherwise. We live in a land where we have those choices, and so we should weigh them quite carefully. And we should always remember that there is only one law, and that makes it really simple. Love your neighbor.